Hello folks, I'm the Red. This is Hollywood Animal, and last we left off, the mayoral race was heating up. We've got ins with both Fred Carpenter, the sitting mayor, and Richard Stripes, the district attorney who's running against him. And we're gonna see how that plays out. But before that, or between that happening and between the end of last episode and this episode, I noticed a couple of mistakes I made. One, I never started building the analytics and statistics building, which, I mean, might as well just, I'm gonna plop it like here. So it'll be a little while before we actually get those analytics and statistics. Oh, and here's all of the policy buildings that we can build when we switch policies. I also noticed on the Amber tier while going through and searching for if we want to rename any of these movies, and we don't. I don't want to, at least. I don't think it's worthwhile. But Alma here, she would like a watch. Make her happy. And then we can keep rolling. We got a new recipe, an annoying suitor, and a robot will create something. Criminal gang, divorce, and a witch will create something. And we've got some movie ideas here. D'Ambrosio, romance, historical, action thriller, and comedy. Action thriller adventure. Go to Boone. A detective fantasy kingdom cowboy. Wilfred, why don't you write that one? And D'Ambrosio, you write the last one. Historical romance in a fantasy kingdom. Sure. I don't think any of those movies are going to be great, but still going to be fine. Ooh, a nice script on repeat. Joe Hughes. I mean, are you one of our... Are you a writer that we've hired? I'm going to shove this because I don't think we have the people to start another movie in production. Joe Hughes... Let's give you a bit of everything. Get your loyalty up along with your happiness. You've got no ideas available, so research us stuff to put in our movies. Will Doyle is established himself as a drama director in The Landlord. Down to 1% to the very edge. Go ahead and just end distribution. Send to archive. Landlord B+. Ooh, actually pretty good. The Bone Grinder. Beautiful love story that will never be accepted by a general audience. Does this film have any redeeming qualities? Scenes where they were declaring their love for each other were filmed with grace and dignity. After I saw it, I felt like I should get a refund for my ticket. So, mixed reviews. Peter Harris is already maxed out. And Will Doyle is already maxed out. Right? They didn't max out on this one? I don't know for sure, but... nearly 900,000. Not our most expensive movie, but not our cheapest either. Sarah Freed, tomorrow my friend Jenny is coming to Los Angeles. He's a nice guy, but painfully energetic. As soon as we meet again, we'll start doing all sorts of things. You know, sniffing, smoking, and drinking everything in sight. Afterwards, I usually find myself naked in an unexpected place with strange people. It can be unpleasant. And the worst thing is this goes on day after days. Then it came to me. Wouldn't it be great if I just stayed out of sight while Jeremy was around? Can you give me vacation for 2 months? Sarah Freed, you're getting dangerously close to not getting rehired. Sure, take your vacation. You're not exactly a great actor in the first place. Search for dirt. Failed. Okay. Agent training. Homer. It's gonna cost us cash and influence, but having one particular really good agent will probably be a very good thing to have, because he'll be able to actually do those things that he keeps failing at. This movie is definitely going to break $1 million. Maylo playing it. The you guys do not need a rap party. Start post-production. Emma, you're our best. Billy, you're our best. And we've got high quality sound recording. It's gonna take more than 2 months. But that's fine. Head of pre-production wants contract extended, sure. Got a new recipe, annoying suitor, a curse, crime of necessity. If I went to hire new screenwriters, Maurice Fox, you have been working for the Gernstein brothers. I'm searching for, right? Just continuously. I mean, you also did a movie for us. Sherry Cask, you actually did this movie for us on commission before being hired by us. But I'm going to hire you, Maurice. And we can't have 8 screenwriters. So, Bernard, you're getting fired. Didn't produce any particularly great movies for us. A few that released in 1930, a few that released in 1932. Don't Start Without Me. Why does it have... It has... Well, you're gone now. I'm not going to go searching back for that. Maurice, I can give you a watch and some cigars. That'll make you real happy. Do we have any ideas for you to do? No. So, research us new ideas, and let us buy more gifts. And I just want to double check that I'm not missing anything here. No. Might want to consider putting another movie into production.
Uh-huh.
Lost Twin. Working man versus a pirate in a fantasy kingdom. There's a prison break and the antagonist gets punished. Nah. Freelance writer's office. No words needed. Oh, we've got some scripts here that we could buy. All of this is fresh to us. Let's purchase and shelve this. The Metallic Scream. I mean, it's a 7. Let's purchase you. Search for the Silver Dagger. I mean, these are real cheap to purchase, right? I mean, not this one so much. And they're better than the movies that we've been writing. So I'm gonna just purchase a bunch of movies here that are good and cheap. All of them. And I'm gonna say, Felix, try to generate another idea for us. And let's start another project. One of these movies that we just purchased. No words needed. Well, this one's going to take a while. Let's instead go with a ring on every finger. Struggle for a Better Life. I don't think any of the movies we currently have are going to include that as an element. Jasper, pick soundstage 4. You really want to shoot on location. I don't know why I check the shoot on locations first. And then none of these are going to shorten our time. This is actually going to shorten time. The town square being on the soundstage. So you got to shoot the town square and soundstage. Everything else is kind of spread out. And this saves us a few days. You're going to prefer the on location. Well, the town square is not an insignificant amount. Although this is going to be a real long shoot regardless. Our filming and sound technologies as good as they can get. Producer. Director. Actually, you know what? I'm going to cancel this. Because we had another project here. No words needed. That was significantly better, and we have all of our best people currently free. Okay, do this right this time. Do we shoot this whole thing? Okay, you're actually gonna be better on soundstage. Requires international, requires a soundstage 3. I guess... I mean, it's gonna be years before we get the soundstage 3, so... I'm not going to wait that long for this movie to come out. Although... if we can save... Fairy Tale Creature Settlement would take a while. Oh, I didn't realize that if you lower the quality, you can actually lower the time too. But we're not going to do that. As much as we're a trash studio, we produce good trash, tasty trash. Nice and pleasant trash. Okay, producer Sydney. Director Jasper. The Knight. Well, we got Damsel in Distress, who's going to be... oh. The rest of those are male roles, so... we're gonna need 4 men for this movie. Producer... tempered, undisciplined. You're an hot-tempered alcoholic, Sydney. But you are our best. You can do it. So, hiring men. I'm gonna say... Howard... give you a couple of gifts. And what would you cost for a 3-year contract? Ooh, you're gonna be expensive. What about for a 2-movie contract? 2-year contract? What about for a 1-movie contract? Your superstar we're gonna hire for 1 movie, Howard. So, Damsel in Distress can be May. Our Knight's going to be... I mean, you put the superstar at the front of the movie, yeah? He is 31. Our mentor needs to be older. If I went free... well, hold on. You're an 8-star, and we could, like, strong-arm you into this. But you won't take gifts from us. You will bring down the quality of the film. Can I just, like... I'm gonna threaten you. I was wondering if I should just, like, release the dirt we have on you. You're Bidowis, which would be a pain. And, sorry, Elbert. is a rising star, but a true artist. You're a gambler, though. Which, could be worse. How much do you want for 3 years? I may be overspending at this point, though. Herbert, you're going to be the sidekick. Ooh, I did overhire. I did not need to pay for you, Albert. Let's go. Okay. Since we have Gabriel anyways, you're gonna be, I mean, you're the mentor. Older mentor. That fits, right? And then for the evil monster, I think we're gonna put a second movie into production right now, but no, we're going to go with Bob. I was considering going with Peter so that we could have Bob free for another movie, but no, this is the big movie. We put the best people on it. And then we're going to start a second project here. And we're going to look for a movie. Wow, that's a lot of men. I was looking for maybe a couple of men. That's, again, an all-male cast. Search for the Silver Dagger is probably our choice there. Yeah. Let's go search for the Silver Dagger. Cornelius, you're gonna get Soundstage 5. You strongly prefer sound stages. And I mean, I might as well just say, then put it all on the soundstage, right? Extras, props, crew, get the filming and sound technology set up. Our producer is, well, let's start with the director. Do I want to look at hiring one more director? Kenneth. Would be the choice, right? Or Alexander. Okay, Kenneth. If I said I wanted to hire you for one movie, I'm gonna put you in Bruce. Well, okay, Pete is not working on a movie. As for detective, I'm gonna have to hire another guy for this too. Femme Fatale, Jane. I'm not hiring any more people. Detective is gonna be Oscar. Pete, you're on a per movie basis, So I'm not going to waste you right now. I'm going to give this to Bruce. We're going to have to consider hiring someone. So, free people. And I'm looking for someone cheap. Leslie Shaw. What's the role we're looking for? Sidekick or serial killer? Again, only free. And Timothy, you're looking like you're real cheap here. I said 3 years, gave you medical insurance. You only want 20,000. You're hired. And you're better than Peter Harris anyways. Take your spot. And then Peter Harris, you're gonna play the serial killer. Everyone, this looks pretty good, right? 2 more films entering pre-production. And now we've got to sit tight because we do not have money to spend. Sherry Cask. Where did $500,000 just go? Weren't we closer to like 900,000? Oh, this is a Will Doyle movie too. I wish it could go to our best post-production, but it can't. We need to crank out a few. This has to be internal insofar as it is possible. You have 2 days left, Maine. Why? What's happening now? Anthony Campbell filmed one of the scenes in a real church with a gospel choir. The sound was also recorded on location, but during each performance, someone sneezed or coughed every time. After 30 takes, the film crew was approaching hysteria, but the cameraman managed to stay calm and defuse the situation with a winning joke about tuberculosis. It makes everyone happier. Okay. Good. I was hoping that, I was worrying that something was about to go really wrong. Attendance. I was looking at the ad effect and saw 100s here, and I was like, wait, hold on. How did you have 100% attendance on week 3 and 4? And that wasn't the case. I just couldn't read basic numbers. We've already paid. There we go. Couple more million for our first month of the film that is releasing right now, that has just released. Maine, you're also about to get the rough treatment from post-production. Although, your movie we spent a lot less on. Rat Party would be useless. Let's say Catherine and Lee. It's been a long time since you worked on any of our movies, Lee. And Catherine, this is actually the first movie you're working on for us, isn't it? No, it's not. Although it's been quite a few years since we've actually given you a movie. The script doctor. Yes, this was something I was looking for. Cheaper script doctor, faster script doctor would be nice. 500 days though. Additional experience. We could do sequels. Directing our new ideas is a mediocre idea to me. We could do 9 ideas. Story ideas last longer. Writers write faster. I kind of want to do sequels. We're gonna do sequels. Marlene Shaw. We're approaching the 5-year anniversary of the death of Joe Duvall, the star of our first film, nominally, Messenger of Death. Joe's fans want to erect a major monument in his honor and even found some wealthy sponsors. The only question is where to build the monument. The fans have their eye on a place in Parsons, Kansas, not far from the house where Joe was born and raised. But the local authorities are refusing to give their permission. Maybe we should buy the monument and erect it on the studio grounds. The fans really like the idea. After all, without Joe's farewell film, there would be no Red Wolf Studios. I mean, yeah, that's cheap. 8,000. The analytics department is done. We've got the Joe Duvall monument, the greatest actor of his generation, has disappeared forever into his movie image. Every time we see him on screen, it's as if we're catching his parting glance. I'm gonna build that. We're gonna build that right behind our studio. I'm gonna say here. That way it's not being blocked by the palm trees. And there was something else, the statistics here. Analytics and statistics. Which... like, what does that department get us? Also, how much would you charge us for another 10 cinemas? But if I go here, analytics, opens analytics and statistics, or you gather information about a film's target audience and organize its advertising campaign. So it'll probably crop up the next time we put a film into, I mean, it's going to be the Smell of Metal, right? Here. Organize everything again. All of your ideas are fine. We're not worried about this becoming stale. I'm gonna go ahead and say... let's put it... Smell of Metal. I mean, what are you? Comedy action? I mean, we'll put it... well, okay. We're not going to be able to release anything on Halloween anyways. Based on this. 7,500 per. You're a 6. I'm going to go... 650... 150, and then 0 for the rest. Irvine, you're going to do the printing for us. For 5 weeks early, 4 weeks after. Add advertising. Sorry for the unsolicited advice, but I'd like to remind you, more advertising is not always better. We want to attract viewers who will really like the film. Then the kino mark will be higher, and theater occupancy will fall more slowly. Thoughtless advertising will draw everyone to the premiere, but then word of mouth will be decidedly against us. Fortunately, the analytics department can evaluate the potential audience of a film. All that remains is to match the demographics with the advertising companies and determine which contractor will hit the target. Okay, so this is young men. Comedy action. It's got a hopeless romantic lead. I thought that would appeal to young women. But young men... I'm gonna say Spark. The newspaper, billboards, and voice. And if I hit the 5th one, that's when you get upset. So apply and confirm. Searching for the Silver Dagger. This is one of the scripts we bought. I was going to say the films we bought, but for producing the film, we bought the script. This was the one we went a little cheaper on. And... what was the name of it? Searching for the Silver Dagger. It's a detective thriller. Yeah, Searching for the Silver Dagger. Fine. There's a bank robbery in it. Silver makes sense. Antagonist gets killed at the end. Everything. The script was much better than the rest of the film. We're gonna put security guard on it, but we're not going to change anything else about this. So service level, I mean, do we need service on it? It's on a soundstage. Does the service level only go when the filming is on location, or does it apply to both? Does the cost apply to both filming on location and filming on the soundstage? The editor-in-chief of Exquisite Cinematique was touched when he saw the monument to Joe Duvall in the studio lot. A prime example of how studio bosses should treat the people who give them their talent. That was a bit of reputation, which is good because it makes up for the reputation we lost a while ago with stealing talent. The rusty horn. Okay, I'm gonna shelve this. And what we're gonna do here is scripts. These are all of our scripts. We've got 3.9 as something decent. The last married fellow on Earth. Ooh, it now costs influence to do these. I don't think it originally cost us influence to send things to the script department. But we're going to send the last married fellow on Earth. This is capped at 7. This is capped at 7 and 8. Ring on every finger. I think we can also send to the script department. To the script doctor. A Night of Magic, I think, is also something we can send to the script doctor. We'll see how those 3 play out. And honestly, I mean, anything that's 1 star like this, we've got so many scripts that we really should start trashing some of them. Anything that's under 2 stars, I'm just going to chuck in the bin. We've got so many. These are never going to get produced. We could give you more artistic merit, but I don't want to pay for it. In fact, we have so many scripts that anything under 2.5. Let's... Anything under 2.9? Say 2.8. I don't think there's a way to sell our script. So we can't even make like a little bit of money off of them. Got an action movie here ready to be written. You're a historical action writer, Terry. How long have you been not doing anything? Write that for us. And the Amber Tear having some production problems. The horse that was trained for the film can't stand the lead actor. She becomes aggressive when he's nearby and refuses to let him in the saddle. Sure, we'll stop for 3 days. I mean, so this will cost us 7 days, or we can pay $500 for it to only cost us 3 days. I'll pay for it to only cost us 3 days. No words needed. Wow. Yeah, this was the good one. This was the one where we spent some extra on it. Although, artistically it went down. I wonder why. Cinematographer was locations and costumes. Okay. And then, yeah, it just goes into production. Where it's got plenty of on-location shooting. So... we'll switch to a low service level because everyone's... well, Howard Globe's not perfectly loyal, but everyone else is fine. Searching for the Silver Dagger. Peter Harris insists that meeting a real maniac will help him play a serial killer better. I have friends who are real killers. Okay. Go meet someone that's genuinely psychotic, right? Script doctor. How long does the script doctor take? I'm gonna wait for something to come out of the script doctor. Well, hold on. We actually have some of our best people, and everything in the script doctor is quality stuff. So, this on repeat. Borrowed Murderer, actually. Men. It's an all-male movie. On repeat, has a man and a woman. What is the... Okay. Romance... It's an adventure movie. It's got some romance, some comedy, some action, but it's an adventure movie. There's a detective and an evil witch, some generous profanity, and the antagonist gets punished. I'm gonna go ahead and say that maybe the evil witch, you know, time travels as a time travel movie. Harry Ray, have you produced anything great for us? You're working on... Well, you worked on Maine. We have enough cinematographers now that... Honestly, I'm not going to give you this. Soundstage 3. Any of these soundstage particularly good? Actually... We might as well just leave this entirely on the soundstage. You're as good either way, and the on-location shoots are not going to be any better. So, let's continue that. Film technology. All of this is the same as always. Producer. Yeah, Pete, I guess you're going to produce this one for us. So, this is an adventure. You drama, action, love triangle, alcohol, shootouts. None of which are in this. So I'm inclined to actually just give it to Anthony here. We need an evil witch. I'm gonna say Pete, sorry. We're gonna take the lead, and Lydia, I'm gonna leave Joanne for another movie. I'm gonna step on this. There's gonna be a raid. I'm going to place our money in a cash deposit box, lend these watches to a museum, along with our cigars and whiskey, and stolen hearts, ready to release. This here, the landlord can end distribution. Send it to archive. Stolen Hearts, B+ at the Kingdom Mark. Not cinematography, it's amateur art. We want to draw a chalk line on our film like this because it's dead. We've seen better. Joanne Spencer carried the whole film on her, the whole cast on her back. Let's hope the rest of them picked up some acting pointers. Bone Grinders, pathetic film. 3-star from Walter Wilson, Friday partner. Sometimes Phil comes to life, only to die again. Well, I don't mind that. I mean, still got an average of pretty decent. And I didn't rent any theaters for it. Yeah. I made that mistake again. Oh, but actors. Sally. What? Time left 29 days. Okay. My contract is expired, but I'm happy to keep working together, assuming you're interested. Betty, you're sure you're not going to be that expensive, right? Let's give you medical insurance. Some gifts. We can drop the whiskey. Nobody work for gifts and papers loan. Yeah, okay. I know that game. Thank you. 3 years. Cornelius Walsh. You're one of our directors. How much do you want for 3 years? Not much. Carl Maxwell. You're a producer. You also don't want very much. Sarah Freed, returning from vacation. Maintenance, ready to build a water tower. I'm gonna say I'm not going to spend power plant. Let's finish the preparation for the raid here. 1 week before the Los Angeles mayoral election, Fred Carpenter held a meeting with his supporters in the park outside City Hall, which hundreds attended. The mayor gave a rousing campaign speech, then went out to give bread to the homeless with some volunteers from the Methodist Church. Commenting to a Los Angeles Tribune correspondent, Fred Carpenter said that, unlike his opponent, he doesn't go out fighting poverty with fists and bats, but with good deeds. Latest polling, 55% Carpenter, 20% Richard Stripes. Now, here are the people who were also beating up the homeless, along with Richard Stripes. Found nothing. Didn't beat up any of our people. I'm not going to repeat this right now. Well, yeah, I'm not going to repeat this right now. Well, hold on. This says 50 cash. So if I repeat and I check your influence. Okay, it says 50 cash. It doesn't mean 50 cash. Sherry cask. It's through post. Our composer learned something from that. And we need a poster for it now. Thriller. A detective thriller. 2 men. Here. There we go. We got a sidekick. I'm gonna say we're gonna guess it's gonna go there, but I'm not going to actually pay for anything right now because holy shit, we are just hemorrhaging money. We got an action movie. You're an action writer. Hespero Extra. I'm gonna upgrade. Well, I mean, this extra. Let's put some practicality into it. Whenever studio accounts goes into the red, the studio reputation drops. Whole point? Ooh, that hurts. Also, Catherine did learn from it, though. Wayward Soul versus a corrupt official. 2 women. I'm gonna put this here, and I'm gonna put it on the starting week. Let's set up distribution here. I mean, maybe it's a good idea that we didn't put Stolen Hearts into... We didn't give it a whole thing because... Wow. Okay, flat bottom. Took a hit in post. Yeah, all these are unique. I mean, the whole thing is about the paper bags, right? I don't particularly like this one. I don't remember the kites being a thing. Flat bottom. It's gonna take the spot Sherry Cask was about to. We're gonna get. I do want 14,000. I'm gonna say 6,500. 14,000 screenings first week. Then I'm gonna say 1,500 second week. I'm gonna get this printing. I'm gonna run the campaign 5 weeks forward, 4 weeks afterwards. Women, but not girls. So newspapers, billboards, radio. This is young women, but not girls. So is this boys and girls? I mean, it's brave hamsters, school children. Most sophisticated breeders. Company earned its cult status, sought it on, mostly thanks to wanting to look smarter. They're celebrated for their expertise in exciting interviews among intelligent young people. I'm gonna say rather than billboards, we go with Van Pasel? Pasil? Although, on the way to work, well, we're pre-World War II. There's not a lot of women going to work. I think that's what we're going with. I hope that's the correct one. I don't really know for sure. On Repeat is now ready to go into production. Spend a good 100,000 on pre-production. It's going to get 1 point. And then less in artistic quality. You get a security guard, sure. Second unit. We need to start considering second units on films. We're not going to put anything into production right now because we need money. Fred Carpenter won the Los Angeles mayoral election with 78% of the vote, and his opponent Richard Stretch getting 22. Press conference following the election results, Carpenter took a jab at his former rival. Told him real friendly, Richie, stay out of pocket. Politics is dirty. You lose all your money and respect, and you get nothing but problems. But he wouldn't listen, and he made a fool of himself. What can you do? Corn Cape. Written by Wilfred. It's getting trashed. I didn't even look at what it was. It was sub 1. Wild West drama. I don't want to give it to a charismatic criminal. I don't want to give that to you. That doesn't seem your kind of movie to write. So why don't you just get us another idea? And I'm going to go ahead and stop here. I wanted to check actors. Sally Neal, again. You know what? I'm not going to stop here. We're going to push forward. I'm going to check this video. It's bothering me. You know what? I'm going to check it. This recording session. You're going to have to wait until next time. If you've enjoyed this Let's Play so far, go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment. Subscribe if you want to see more. If you want to see whether or not this bug fixes itself and Sally finally is no longer working on distributing a movie despite being an actor, go ahead and subscribe. And I'll see you next time where we will continue playing Hollywood Animal.